baby jet. Wole Mongo.
In our time, I've not seen a player like ASAMOAH GYAN before.
This is how ASAMOAH GYAN's life is about. Goals, rich lifestyle, and controversies. In the year 2000, ASAMOAH GYAN joined Accra Academy, a senior high school in Accra. Before that, he had difficulties in getting admission as a student. Mr. J. Isapon tells us the story of how and why he had to go extra length to make it possible for ASAMOAH GYAN to be a student of Accra Academy.
ASAMOAH, I met ASAMOAH through the sister, who was then a teacher, who introduced ASAMOAH to me at a very tender age, you know. So he wanted me to let my headmistress admit him into Accra Academy. You know, so it was very difficult getting ASAMOAH into Accra Academy. I had to fight the headmistress there, late Mrs. Loco. May her soul rest in peace. She told me she was not going to admit ASAMOAH GYAN. I said no, I needed this boy because for what I saw playing the Colts back in Bawe, ASAMOAH GYAN was very skillful, and I needed him in my team because we were playing a tournament, and I wanted those type of players, the young ones. For 1 month, I wasn't going to school because Mrs. Loco refused to admit the boy. I decided to even quit the school. You know, so one day she called me and said, look, go and bring ASAMOAH GYAN. I've admitted him. So I quickly called the sister and the father, and they came and they brought ASAMOAH. So ASAMOAH started developing his football through the premises of Accra Academy. Basically, technically everything. ASAMOAH learned how to take penalty kicks in Accra Academy.
He was spotted by the late Alhaji Sly Tete, who was then the president of Liberty Professional, a Premier League club in Ghana. ASAMOAH GYAN signed his first professional contract with the Scientific Soccer Lads in 2003. He made 16 appearances and scored 10 goals in the Ghana Premier League. Born into a family of athletes, he had the genes to be an outstanding one himself. Upon finding his calling, he was destined for greatness.
We all started together. We had the encouragement from our dad because he also played for BA United and Winchi Stars like those days, and he was so happy. He had 3 children growing up and trying to play football and playing it so well. So it was like all the family was encouraging us. We had our senior brother Bafo playing professionally, and that influenced his decision to take to football. It was unpredictable. He was doing so many things at that young age, and we all knew he was going to even do better than Bafo did, and that's what we are seeing now.
And it caused a bit of trouble. Bafo GYAN, who came up for his younger brother.
His senior brother, Bafo, was the first to taste national team football in the Gyans family, scoring a total of 5 goals in 25 appearances from 2001 to 2008.
And that is the man we're talking about, Bafo GYAN. He is starting out or recarving a local career with Kotoko. The aim to get a place.
After years of top flight league in Europe, Bafo GYAN returned to Ghana in 2009 to play for Asante Kotoko. He feels that his little brother ASAMOAH GYAN has surpassed what he had achieved as a footballer.
I always call him phenomenal. I've been there before and I couldn't make it, you know. Goal scoring is not an easy thing, but ASAMOAH GYAN makes goal scoring look easy, you know. So he was born with goals. He was born with it. He's a superstar. Superstar. When I say superstar, you have to understand it.
GYAN made his international debut at the age of 17. GYAN scored in his senior international debut for Ghana against Somalia on 19th November 2003 in the 90th minute. He also scored the fastest goal of the FIFA World Cup tournament in 2006 after 68 seconds. The strike was also Ghana's first ever goal in the FIFA World Cup. GYAN is the all-time leading scorer of Ghana's national team with 51 goals. With 6 goals, he is the top African goal scorer in the history of the World Cup. On 24 January 2008, during the African Cup of Nations, John and his brother Bafo decided to walk out of the Black Stars. The brothers had packed their bags and were ready to leave the team hotel, but were persuaded to stay by their teammates.
In 2008, that was when Ghana hosted the Cup of Nations. There were lots of issues, to the point that I think at the point he got a bit frustrated when the whole Ghanaian populace was against him, was more or less bashing him because he missed some kind of begging chances. But again, if you write a history of Ghana football, especially at the senior level, then of course ASAMOAH GYAN's name will reign supreme.
In ASAMOAH GYAN's career, I would say he's done a lot for the nation, he's done a lot for himself and then his family.
ASAMOAH GYAN has provided for all of us a certain bittersweet experience. Bittersweet in the sense that there have been times when, you know, on the very big stage, a lot of expectations are weighing on his shoulders and you'd expect him to deliver at a certain level, but he's not able to do that. And then on the day when you hardly expect anything from him, he just delivers to the wildest of your imagination. I think that all Ghanaians over the period have grown, or many have grown to accept him.
If you look at the challenges that have bedeviled his career, and maybe one permits himself to be a bit selfish, I would say if you look at the whole team or the different generations of Black Star players I've dealt with, I would say ASAMOAH is the only person who can really accommodate those kind of challenges. So in a way it was good it didn't go to anybody, because many of the issues that come to ASAMOAH GYAN would have destroyed their career and even the personality of a lot of the players or a lot of us as individuals. You can rarely talk about the two key issues in 2008 when the insults and the rest were extended to himself, his brothers, his family, his mother and the rest. It was way too much, to the extent that quite rightly he, together with his elder brother Bafo GYAN, is always by his side, giving him all the advice and encouragement. They decided to leave the camp. They went and came back after we prevailed upon them, and then he came back and then fitted right in again and started doing what he had to do.
Aside the goals, the dance celebrations, we'll remember ASAMOAH GYAN for one thing: the missed penalties. According to FIFA's website, his penalty miss against Uruguay made it the most memorable match of the 2010 World Cup.
For somebody to have missed a penalty of such immense importance or significance to us, we all felt very sad and we knew it was going to be quite difficult for us to come out of it. But I think within hours or so, he was back to himself, singing and then prodding his other colleagues along and things like that. And since then, he's managed to take it in his stride. The guy is a very tough character. I think it's a gift from God, I would say.
For the second time in his career, Gyan missed a crucial penalty kick in a major tournament when he missed a penalty in the 2012 African Cup of Nations semi-final game against Zambia. ASAMOAH GYAN's closest friend in the Black Stars team is John Boy. The central defender, together with Abdul Majid Waris, has been espousing the leadership qualities of their colleague.
I think when he's not in the team, I think everybody knows that he's not in the team. And if he's in the team too, everybody knows that he's in the team. And because if you are even not happy, if you are maybe you are a new player and they call you to join the team, the Black Stars, you feel like you are in for long time. So he's a kind of guy make people happy, you know. Every time he himself, he wants to be happy. People around him, he wants people around him to be happy. So
the numbers have said everything already. He's a great striker, and then we, the young strikers, have learned a lot from ASAMOAH. Even though there's up and downs, we've learned a lot from him, and then I think we will still learn a lot because he's still scoring, he's still doing really well, and then he's very friendly. You can talk to him, and then he's always willing to help. So it's something very positive for we coming as well. So I think it's for me, he's really good, and then I think he will even score more for Ghana.
The guy with a lot of talent, and as you know, I always say that talent is not enough. So this talent, you have a lot of personality, a lot of character, and you did a very, very good career. So now, only 10 years left you. So I'm sure you will break any record that you didn't break until now. For now on, you need to break the record of yourself. But more than a football, which everybody know your contribution, which is a huge contribution, you are a very nice person, you are a very good captain. I know you're almost a year, and I'm privileged that I met a guy like you.
And I remember the time Olympics you play knockout in Pampran. And we were playing that, and the name, Liberty name is called Ochimai. Then ASAMOAH GYAN was a main part who destroyed Aggregate Olympics. And because of that, if it's not by the grace of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Adekoka was died because of that goal ASAMOAH GYAN scored Olympics. It makes Adekoka think cockroach. Formally, the Blaster, there's no inflation, there's no instrumental, there's no courageous and cheerful for Blaster. But immediately ASAMOAH GYAN come to the Blaster with Stevie Appiah, John Mensah, John Belton, Richard Olele Casey. That time, ASAMOAH GYAN was a low-down popcorn. When I talk a low-down popcorn, doesn't mean that I'm giving it down desert man. But it's not a captain. And it followed the seniors, the man talks. In the Blaster itself, ASAMOAH GYAN was the one who brought Blaster German in the national team. The spirit of the guy, I wish God would give him about 9 years more.
The way and manner he celebrated his 51 goals and the hundreds of goals for Udinese, Modena, Rennes, Sunderland, Al Ain, Shanghai SIPG, and Kesrespo.
Everywhere he goes, he stands out. From Africa to Europe to the Middle East and to the Far East, he's still what he is. He has been performing, he has been scoring the goals, and he has been doing well. That makes him a gem. Despite the ups and downs, the difficulties, the challenges he has been going through, he has managed the situation and is always on top. It's very rare to see a player that goes through that kind of situation and is still performing. He put in a lot of contribution in terms of scoring goals to put smile back on the populace, face.
The jovial type, but he will get the job done. You see, in leadership, people are born with different leadership qualities. You might not have all leaders having the same style to lead, but he has a style to entertain, to bring people together. He's affable, he's adorable, and he's very respectful.
He announced his retirement from international football on 20th May 2019, a month to the 2019 African Cup of Nations. However, a day later, Gyan reversed his decision following a discussion with the president of Ghana.
People see any day. Honestly, assembly by there, I was very disappointed. I felt that I was betrayed. Because for all these years, I feel say I was betrayed by him that time. But the team name of the asset. Before bear move the other side, the name of the asset. And I'm going to say, oh, and no man. Say me perfect. Maybe I will not see in the years. And that's the same. But sir, and no one day. I was very disappointed.
Still grapple. People in town see you are still the captain. You are still the captain. No matter what happens. Still the captain.
The pitch is not the only platform Gyan has received awards. In 2017, he was awarded an honorary doctorate degree by Ukraine-based African Noble University for his splendid services for the senior national team. In 2019, ASAMOAH GYAN was installed as a chief by the Gwi Traditional Council for his contribution to the people of Hohoi. Gyan stepped in to solve the decade-long problem of water at the St. Francis Training College in Hohoi.
I wholeheartedly embrace this tool and accept to become your development chief or in Koswahini, I will forever be grateful and I will remember the people of the area for this title.
Being one of the finest of his time, ASAMOAH GYAN is a delicious concept, a man of many facets.
ASAMOAH GYAN is a unique personality. His uniqueness cuts across. ASAMOAH GYAN was already giving out to people. Some charity homes around the Bawi area, the soccer fiesta event that we started together with his major influence. Some charity donations at Kaswa area, Royal Seed Orphanage and stuff. We started the ASAMOAH GYAN Foundation. I remember one of the major donations we did in the beginning was Ridge Hospital, Mampobi Polyclinic and Kolebu Teaching Hospital. From there, we registered a lot of people on the NHIS. We supported the maternal and child health units, and then girl child education also. We went to Wenchi, his hometown. We did the borehole, that big project there. We are aiming to do more. We are looking at the northern region. We are looking at the eastern region. I don't think anything will stop us from doing more as we want to do. And yeah, the national team one was a heart-touching one. He felt it when the girls visited the Black Stars team in Congo. He felt the need, and he's a footballer. He knows what the girls were lacking, and he realized that he's so emotional. You know him, so when he felt their plea and what they were going through, he decided that no, I need to support this case. He told us that, man, I want us to do boxing. For this one, I can tell you, I knew nothing about it. ASAMOAH GYAN is the one who introduced me to boxing. He's unique in everything that he does. He has the talent to do anything.
It's also important to us because for such a wonderful personality in the society to visit the school is an indication that Mr. ASAMOAH GYAN does not discriminate. He loves everyone in the society, and most especially the disabled in the society.
We have time for the less privileged. We've been doing this for quite a long time. The children are happy, as you can see at the background.
ASAMOAH GYAN also commissioned an AstroTurf page for his former school, Accra Academy.
I may not be the best talent ever, but this speech will produce great talent from my hard work and sacrifice for the privilege. I haven't got much to say, but I would like to thank everybody for coming. I grant God's wisdom, and I know this school will produce the next ASAMOAH GYAN one day.
ASAMOAH GYAN reportedly splurged $3 million on a luxury mansion he christened La Basilica, the Baby Jet, in 2015. At the time, he was the highest-paid African footballer. ASAMOAH GYAN had been granted an air carrier license by the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. The startup is named Baby Jet Airlines. The personality behind the name ASAMOAH GYAN is unclear, but what is it is that